just sit there and play with it. Third grader. His name was, what was his name?
Nikolai Tesla.
No, it's not that. Third grader in England. His name was Michael Faraday. And his parents said, Michael, you're in the third grade, time to go to work. You got to drop out of school and go to work. Is that a good idea? No? No? There you go. Well, that was the plan. But anyway, they told Michael, we need the money, so you got to drop. This was 1800s in England, and child labor was not really that unusual. So they put him to work, and he got a job in a bookstore, or a bookmaker, and the bookmaker had him doing the binding of the books on the back. So he would stitch up all the books and keep the pages from falling out. He was a nice boss. He said, Michael, you can also, they're pretty strong magnets. He said, Michael, you can also, you have any trouble? See that man right there? Yeah. He will help you. His name is Matthew. He'll help you. He said, Michael, you can read any of the books that you find. And he did. He loved to read. And so he sort of became self-educated. He became fascinated with magnets. Everybody likes magnets. And he became fascinated with magnets. And he said, I really want to try something with magnets. So here's what he did. He did experiments with magnets. He said, let's take two magnets and put them on a stick and put wire around the stick and put them in a metal case and make it turn real fast. See if anything happens, okay? See anything happening? No, because nothing happened. So he said, well, I may do something wrong. Let me try this. Let me put another magnet on top, like that. Now I want you to watch that little bulb right there. What's going on? It's red, it's flashing, isn't it? Just like that? Faraday called this a dynamo. What he had invented really was a generator that made electricity. And he called it electricity magnet generator, electromagnet generator. And he was able to measure that it made a current. Now the problem was, this is 1825, and there wasn't anything to plug electricity into. There weren't light bulbs, or there weren't toasters or anything, microwaves. So he didn't have anything to turn it into. So it was sort of a curiosity that he was able to do that, and it was sort of set on the shelf. But science has a way of coming back. It's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Me too. Somebody had to invent peanut butter, right? And somebody had to invent jelly, right? And somebody had to invent bread. And somebody had to be brave enough to put it all together and take a bite of it, right? They probably tried other things. They probably tried peanut butter and broccoli. Probably tried peanut butter and asparagus. I know. You should see the faces I'm getting. They probably tried peanut butter and sardines. But then they finally got onto peanut butter and jelly. And that's kind of what happened with Faraday's invention. He invented peanut butter, and several years later, someone came up with jelly and bread. And those two guys were named Nikolai Tesla and George Westinghouse. And the Westinghouse, what they did, they came up, Tesla said, the dynamo has to be turned to make electricity, so we just need to find a way to turn it fast enough. And he said, for years we've ground mills, we ground grain and corn and other things at grist mills. So let's take a big water wheel and slap it on the side of the dynamo. And George Westinghouse said, well, that's a good idea, but I can even improve the dynamo to make it a better generator. So they did. They put it together, and they said, now we need water to turn it And we need the biggest waterfall that we can find. We're going to stick this thing under a waterfall and see if it'll make electricity to run a city, enough to run a city. And so they looked for the biggest waterfall they could find. Guess where they went? Where would you go? Niagara Falls. Niagara, not Cumberland Falls. Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls. And they took it up there and they put it under Niagara Falls, and it turned the wheel and it made electricity, and they electrified the city. This is 1895, and it was the first hydro, meaning water, electric generation facility. And they built on basically what our third grader, Michael Faraday, tried to do. So that's how it worked. They actually, it sort of looked like this with the turbine, the thing that turned the water upright like this. So the water would come through and turn it like that. And it was hooked to a little generator, and the generator made electricity, and they ran wires to the town, and the town got electricity. And they proved it worked. Not too many years later, 1912, so we're only talking about 17 years later, we had one in Upper East Tennessee, but they didn't have a waterfall there, so they made a man-made structure called a dam to hold the water behind it to sort of make an artificial waterfall. And the way that worked was that they would pull the water in using our friend gravity again. It would come down, it would turn the turbine, the wheel, and it was attached to the generator. And the generator was basically the same as Westinghouse design. Now, you want to do something really cool. How many of you are still going to the powerhouse? Anybody? You've already been? Okay. Well, if you went to the powerhouse, there's the generator scene there, and it says Westinghouse on it. And if you were going back again, go back to the guys down there and say, "Oh, by the way, is that one of George Westinghouse's designs?" And they would go, "Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. You know, how smart are you? You know?" And actually, Norris Dam, if you look at the original blueprints, it is called a gravity hydroelectric dam. And it's called gravity because we use gravity to pull the water in. And so you could also talk to them and say, "Oh, by the way, isn't Norris one of the gravity hydroelectric dams?" And they would go, "Wow, this person is really on top of it, you know." And you would be, you know, you'd be really smart. And then you say, "Dr. Energy says hello," and then they would know what's going on. But that's kind of fun. That's kind of what I need three kids. Okay, you come up, and let's see. Come on up, and let's see. Where are you? Okay. You've done a very good job. I forgot about you. You're back here just playing. Do you like the magnets? Do you like the story about Faraday going to school and learning how to use them? Do you like to keep the magnets? You can keep those, okay? Give her a nice hand for being forgotten in the background there. All right, and I need one more person. One more person. Okay.
Very good.
Come on up.
Very strong.
You might want to leave that with your